So what we have now is basically nothing. When we say linked list and we create an instance of the linked list class, we basically have an empty list, okay? And we have a pointer called top that is pointing to this empty list that's containing nothing, absolutely nothing. We want to be able to add, we want to be able to delete, we want to be able to find stuff in our linked list. And we also want to be able to reverse our linked list or count the node in our linked list, which would be really effective if we really want to make our data structure robust. And this is what we are going to be talking about in this lecture, how to add nodes into our linked list. So right in front of me here is the node I have attached in the resource folder. So I've already written this down to help you visualize what we are doing here so you don't feel lost. So everything about insertion or visualizing insertion is already here, so I don't need to go through it again. Remember, it's free, you don't have to pay for it, so it'll just take you 5 minutes or 2 to get through this and come back to the video if you've not. So we are going to be moving on to the insertion. Right now we have basically the backbone of the linked list. We have the class node or the node class and the linked list class. But right now, our linked list can't really do anything, as I've said previously. So we want to add an insert top or insert in front function. So we just say public void because it's not returning anything. And we can just name this insert front. And what do we want to insert? Well, we want to insert a data into a node. So we just say int data because we're using an integer here. And top is originally null. Now we want top to now point to the new, oh, my bad. So we want top to point to our new node. Okay, so we're using a new node because we are literally going to create a new node for this. We have to create a new node. So we insert data here and tell, oh, you know what? Let top point to this data. So now we have our simple function to insert at the front. To insert at the back, it'll take a lot more code than this because front insertion is really easy. You can just see one line and it's done. And let's test if this works by creating a new instance of linked list, not this one. Okay, name this list is equal to new linked list. Now let's insert items to our list. Say any integer. So command D, let's insert about 5 of them. Change this to 32, change this 4378. And maybe 90. Perfect. Now, how do we view the data in this? You might be thinking. And most of you have probably taken an introductory Java course and you're thinking, let's use the system.out.println. And then you say list. Well, this isn't going to print anything out from the list at all. It's not going to print any data out. The only thing this would be printing is a garbage address. Not really garbage, but an address to a linked list. And we can test it out by right-clicking on this and running it. So now that we've run this, you can see the garbage address I was talking about. It doesn't really print anything out. And for us to really print this like any object, we have to create a custom toString function or create a method that would actually display this for us in the linked list class. So we're just going to do that right now. But what I'm going to do now is I want my method to be able to tell me what is top. And top is the first node on the list, okay? So let's say public void first. So first, oh my god, I don't know how to spell anymore. Yay. So we want this. Now we want to get the data in top. If we go up here, we have a variable called data. We could say top.data, right? Okay. So let's say top.data. Uh-oh, we have a red error here. Well, this is telling us that data is a private variable, okay? You cannot access this instance variable because it's private. So what we'd have to do here is use the getData getter function. So we just say get data, sorry. And this should be able to tell us what the first node is. From your prediction, try to guess what the first node is. And remember, you're inserting just as you would think you're inserting. So setting 21 first, then 32, 43, and so on. So let's use our new fancy method. Nope, not insert front. What's the name of our method? First node, perfect. So I'm expecting this method to give us the first node or print out the first node. Perfect. Now you can see the first node is actually 90, as you would expect. So this is not a surprise to you because we inserted this last, and so it's going to be first because we're inserting in front of the list. So now we have this working now. We'd write another method to actually print out everything, but not in this video. In the next section, we're going to be talking about how to delete items or nodes from a linked list.